Hello, dear students. Welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education, Unit 6, Physical Activity and Leadership Training. And today's our topic is types of adventure sports. In there, we are taking two types, that is trekking and river rafting. So, let us know one by one what is the trekking means, how many types of trekkings are there, what are the safety measures to be taken. The same related to the river rafting. There are different types of river rafting, their safety measures, and what are the equipments a person must carry when they are going for such types of adventurous activity. So we are going to start with the trekking. So trekking is an adventure sports. One needs an extraordinary courage, self-confidence and muscular body. So trekking is not an easy task to do trekking. It needs lots of courage, confidence along with the strong physique. We require a good health, good physique. Trekking is a long distance walking. It is held along the forest, mountain, road, snow or river. The trekking means it has been considered long distance walking. It has been either with the help where it may be can in the forest. Trekking can be done in the on the mountains, on roads, on snow and on rivers, on the bank of the rivers. So these are the different these are the types of trekkings. There is a long distance walk. So trekking is to take the long distance walk with an objective of covering a dangerous trek. Its duration may be either one day, 1 week or a month. So trekking refers to make a long and difficult journey on the mountains, on the forest, on the roadside, snow on the bank of the rivers. So trekking is a part of an adventurous travel and expedition. The duration of the trekking can be a less as a day to over a month. It can be either in days, it can be in the weeks or it can be the months. Depends upon the type of trekking. It is better to make trekking trip in a group with an appropriate planning. It is better that if you want to achieve the task, then it is better that you may go in a trekking in a group. It depends upon a particular place and individual interest or the physical fitness of a participant. It is held in advance in a group. It is beneficial for a people of every age group. Of every age group can participate for this trekking type of sports, adventurous sports. The path and the place of the journey are predetermined because it has been well determined, it has been planned well where to go, how we are going to complete, what are the things are being required. Everything is been planned well in advance. So the path and the path and place of the journey is predetermined, and the participants stay through the camping while traveling from one place to another place. They are having a camp. They used to arrange the camps, then afterwards they used to move further or forward. So trekking is also a way of improving the one's health. So trekking helps in the building of the self confidence. It improves the cardiovascular system. It improves the general health condition also. So these are the what the trekking is about. So you can see the picture of the person going for a trekking, the group of people moving forward. It can be either in a mountain, on the roadside, on the bank of the river, in the forest. There are different types of trekking: easy trekking, moderate trekking, strenuous trekking, and difficult trekking. The easy trekking, it is for the beginner, for the easy treks. No difficult climbing. So here it is a type of trekking. Participants are allotted with the easy track, fast track. The ascent is quite easy. That means that there is no too much climbing. There is no that has been given as an ascent is quite easy and comfortable. These kind of treks are found for all on almost all mountains. Such types of trekking are being found in the almost all type of altitude or the mountain. So the trek usually provide the colorful visual and whole series of the mountain range. Then moderate trekking. Trekking you can find out there are some ascents or moderate treks is more challenging and troublesome than to the extent of the easy track. So here difficulty level increases. That's why it has been considered moderate, where you can find out the altitude, the higher level is there will be a climbing, a little bit of climbing will be there. Moderate trekking, the participant or the trekker should be more energetic. Such trekking are usually for longer and roughly 10 days of walking. It has been considered here the trekking is done one place which are located at some altitude. At some height it is been located and on trekking is being done on that areas. So it usually longer, the length is how much? It usually leads towards the 10 days of the walking up and down. Walking up and down, that means that you are walking on the a little bit high altitude, up going up and coming down on the other side is a moderate trekking. Strenuous trekking, where this kind of trekking is done by the experts, the height is more than 500 meter. It needs high body power, mental strength also. It requires mental strength or mental power and body physique also. So here strenuous trekking, lots of physical effort, energy and determination. In such type of trekking, some previous experience in the mountain walking is required. Here the experienced person are required for this such types of strenuous trekking where they have experience of trekking on the mountains. And there is a height of how much? 500 meter altitude, that is the height. It's been considered altitude. Then difficult trekking. In this type of trekking, the participant should be well equipped with the physical power and mental determination. Here the participation should be experienced because the trekking is conducted at a high altitude and it may last for 1 month also. So here this type of trekking is suitable for the real adventure seekers, those who want to go for the real adventure and those who they require a very good physique, good mental strength, and it is being performed at the ascent up to the high altitude and it involves this type of trekking. So this is what trekking about. Then we are having the safety measures we are going to take along with that. Okay. Then what are the materials are required? So rucksack bag with the rain cover. That means that the bag which consists of your clothes, everything, your water bottle, medicines, then your eatables. So rucksack bag with the rain cover so that the internal things do not get wet. Then head torch with spare batteries because if at the some of the places we are having that evening, the night used to appear very soon. So during the evening time period or night time period, it requires the head torch with the spare batteries. Then UV protection sunglasses when you are walking in the daytime. UV protection sunglasses required. Water bottle should be there. Non-skid, deep-toed, high ankle trekking shoes. Trekking should be not that much slippery. Full sleeve t-shirts and sweatshirts should be there. Then pair of thick woolen socks. Warm jacket closed at wrist and neck. Then pair of waterproof warm gloves. Woolen cap, because at the night time period when you are trekking on the mountain area you may find out that there is cool, the weather becomes cool, so woolen caps and the woolen clothes are required at that time. You need to keep yourself warm. Then sun shield hat, then sunscreen, lotion, small pack, a lip balm, small pack, sea chalk, matchbox. That means that whatever the things are being required, these are the necessary things which a person must carry when they are going for the trekking. These are the materials and equipment which a person should take during trekking. What are the safety measures? We are learning just now at present. Safety measures we are not going to consider afterwards. So safety measures for the trekking, that always carry the trek gears, emergency kit and eatables. Whatever it is being required, everything. For example, we require trekking gears, all type of trekking gears where you are having the stockings, you are having the sticks to move further. Then afterwards you are having eatable items, emergency kit which requires which consists of your medicines, your any type of injuries. If it occurs any type of injuries, then it requires the gauge is also required. Then always carry the raincoat even if there is no forecast of the rain. Though there is no rain, then also carry, because weather can change at any time when you are going for the trekking. Changes dramatically at the higher and you should be ready for that. A pocket torch is, as it gets dark early on the mountain, so pocket torch is necessary. So a compass or a map you should be having, because that's used to show the way on which direction you are moving. So it is must. A basic first kit is necessary. Also learn how to administer the first aid. This will help you in dealing with the short injuries. If the person used to suffer from any type of injuries, then this first aid kit must be there, and they should also know that how it is being used, and they must have the knowledge about using the first aid kit. Then keep a matchstick box with you in case of the need of the light or fire. Fire will help you to stay warm, as well as because where you will be having the campaign, where you are having the camp, at that time you require the to lit the fire. Campfire is being lit, so here for that you require the matchbox so that you can keep your body warm, and which is also going to keep the wild animals away from your camp also. Carry a whistle that will help you to meet other trekking members in case you get off the trail, because if the one of the member, any of the member used to go away from the track, then they requires to give the signal to show the sign that where we are, the person must carry the whistle along with them. Then carry lots of water in order to avoid dehydration. A person must drink water during the trekking to avoid dehydration. Avoid trekking during the bad weather or adverse climate. That means that you need to give that if because when you are climbing on the mountain areas, when you are going up and down on the altitude, where the rainy due to the rain your shoes used to get slip, and there are the chances of injuries will be more. So you need to check the weather and you need to avoid during the bad weather. So these are the safety measures to be taken into consideration while trekking. Then second topic we are having, that is river rafting. So what does the river rafting mean? It is a recreational outdoor activities which use an inflatable raft to navigate a river or other body of the water. So here what required the river rafting is also one of the major activities of the adventure sports. It reveals the thrill, sports and activity. There are the bumping, there are the swells. You can see there is a bumps are because we don't know that what is inside the, there are due to the rocks inside the water, and there will be a swell also because the water used to swell inside. So here the person must be very careful, because there is a rushing of water because the water used to flow very fast. So rafting, dealing with the water and need for some teamwork is often a part of the experience. Rafting on certain sections of the river is an extreme sports. Certain section of the river where you may find out there is a rocky areas inside below the water. So where you may find out that there will be lots of bumps, there will be swells. The chances of your raft is to go upside down also, and the chances of injuries will be there, and or the death also. Okay, it may cause, it is risky also. So that means that the experienced person must be go along with them. So rafting is also a competitive sports practice around the world, which culminates in a World Rafting Championship event. The International Rafting Federation, often referred with IRF, is a worldwide body which oversees all aspects of the sports. So river rafting becomes the popular adventurous sports in the year mid of 1970. In the mid of 1970, it has become the popular sports. It involves the use of the raft for the navigation through the water. There is a several rafting competitions which are being organized around the world. River rafting provides a thrill experience, untamed water, because here you don't know about the water. There is riding through the rough and the untamed water rush. The river rafting experience involves complete detachment from the normal world. So this is what the river rafting about. You can see the picture of the river rafting. The children are also enjoying with the elders. There are the few kids also. You can see they are, because whenever they are going for the adventure sports, there are different types of levels for this river rafting. So for the level 1, the children also can participate, or they can also go for this river rafting. Now here we are going to have a river rafting is categorized into many of the ways according to the difficulty level. So we are having the grade, either grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5 and grade 6, but I have taken it as a level here. So level 1 is being that moving water with the small waves. There are very small waves that tugs a boat, and it is relaxing way to spend the day. Each of our trip has some of the stretch of the calm class 1 water, creating the pleasant breakdown between the rapids. So here you can find out the very small areas, easy waves, mainly flat water. Generally it does not require any maneuvering. Any maneuvering is not required to move your boat further. So beginners can enjoy this type of water. Grade 2, easy rapid waves up to 3 feet tall and readily seen, and wide channels that can be discovered without scouting. Some maneuvering is been required. Here in level 2 or grade 2, that little bit of maneuvering is been required, where you know that where you need to move your raft, on which direction you need to move your raft. So some rough water, there may be some of the rocks, it may require some of the maneuvering. So in grade 3 is been given in your grade 3 or level 3 waves up to the 4 feet. So you can see here there is a 4 feet of the waves and narrow passages that's used to send the boat and the shimmy and the water gushing over the side of the, and the plenty of the excitement. You can find out that the water is coming inside the raft. So here such types of 4 feet of waves you may find out, and the very narrow passage you are moving, that is level 3. So you may find out that in grade 3 it has been given in your book that due to the bubbles the water may look white. This type of water may require a significant maneuvering in the raft. At this level, the prior experience of the strong paddling skills is required. Here main thing is that the skills are required, that how you want to maneuver your raft. Then there may be a large waves, there may be rocks, sharp maneuvers may be required. The grade should not be attempted without any proper experience. So whenever you go according to the grade wise, the person must be experienced a lot. The more experienced person, they can go for the advanced level or advanced grade. Then level 4, there is a long, difficult, rapid, narrow passage. Very thin passage is been there, and you need to move in the thin passages. The turbulent water that requires the precise maneuvering and send the heart racing. Here it requires precise maneuvering, that you know that where you need to move and which direction you need to, and how you need to control your raft also. So everything has been required here. So here in this in the narrow passage, it requires a precise maneuvering. It is must. So it is extremely in grade 5 it has been given in your textbook. Grade 5 is been given the difficult level. There may be large waves, volume of the water may also be large, there may be large rocks. It needs very precise maneuvering. Only the participants with the advanced experience should attempt it. Then in here it has been given in level 5, the extreme unrunnable water, river and waterfalls. You can find out here, that means that rush of water is too much, and you may also have the river or the waterfall. Only the most experts should attempt this level, because this is most risky. So here if the person is more and more experienced, then only they should go for such types of level. At this grade, the level is very tough. It demands great physical strength. It requires great physical strength as well as mental toughness also. This level, there may be an injury or death. The chances of injury or death is more, because it is more risky. Such types of rafting is very much difficult. So this level 5, or in your book it has been given level 6, has been considered as dangerous. You should perform only if you are having more experience, then only you should perform. Then successful completion of this level without the serious injuries or death is usually thought to be the luck or the extraordinary skill. If the person, those who are having extraordinary skill, only they can perform it better. Then next we are having the materials which are been required. Here the materials are been required, and the equipment which are been required are like raft and boat, pedals, whistle, life jacket, helmet is compulsory, t-shirts, bathing suits in case of the warm outside, sunglasses, eyeglass straps, then sunblocks and the lip balms are must. Then waterproof camera, then energy drink. See here it is very much necessary, because in water, when you are rafting in a water, the person must be keep himself hydrated, because the chances of dehydration is more. Then ziploc baggies, torch, plastic bags, clean set of towel, change of the clothes, snacks and drinks are very much essential. Now what are the safety measures? Let us see. That don't go alone for the rafting, because you don't know that what is there inside the water and how much deep the water may be, how many rocks are being there, and the experienced person must be there along with you. So don't go alone for the rafting. Safety measures should be properly learned. What are the guidelines a person must follow? That is must, they should follow the guidelines. You should be a good swimmer, you should know the swimming well. Pre-training or the river rafting should be taken. Before going for the river rafting, the training must be taken, that how you are going to raft or how you are going to maneuver. where it has been required. Then know how to check the flow of the water. Always use the life jackets while going for the rafting. Life jacket is must, because sometime if your raft used to go upside down, it has been very much essential that there must be a life jackets. Then always check the equipment properly before going to the raft, that everything you are having which is going to help you during the rafting. Then don't do rafting at night. Avoid doing rafting at night. Use a proper helmet. You should be a good swimmer, and you should have a good health. Always keep the emergency elements like torch, water vessel. Then don't raft away from the river bank. Always raft wherever you are having a rafting. Always raft on the bank of the rivers. Don't raft away from that, means in the between the water, it is difficult for you. So these are the safety measures. Safety measures also been given in your book, that you should have a proper knowledge about the classification of the rivers, that there are the classified grade, that in one grade 1 what type of water you may be getting, in grade 2 what type of difficulty level you will be having, what type of water movements will be having. So accordingly you must be having the knowledge of that. Then it is, if getting dark, do not raft, or you should end your trip before the darkness. Drink plenty of liquids before, during and after rafting, because rafter can easily get forget to stay hydrated. When you feel tired during the rafting, it is significant to remember the rule of not dragging the paddle in the water. Not to drag the paddle in the water. You need to be very, if you are tired, you need to remember the rules of not to drag the pedals. So these are the safety measures for the rafting. So these are the 2.2 we have completed today. Two of the adventurous sports. Then rest of others we are going to cover in the next topic. For my side today this much. If you are having any doubt, you can ask. You can prepare the notes with on the basis of this. Thank you.